In a small town in Niger, children are celebrating going back to school for the first time in the past 5 years. This region was haunted by terrorist violence, which forced many families to flee for their safety. Now, new centres are helping displaced children to resume schooling. Niger, a country in West Africa, is one of the poorest countries in the world. Amnesty International says that armed groups in the country have committed human rights abuses, including war crimes.
With blue school bags bouncing off their backs, hundreds of school children hurtle down small sand dunes, eager to attend classes again. These boys and girls are survivors of suffering and trauma that few children of their age could conceive. Their new school is in the town of Olam in southwestern Niger, a region that for 5 years has been plagued by attacks unleashed by groups linked with Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group.
In this center, apart from the official program, we teach psychosocial support to children who are in a stressful situation. This support allows the child to relax, to distract themselves from some of the problems they have experienced before.
The UN Children's Agency UNICEF says 817 schools with more than 72,000 children, including over 34,000 girls, have closed in Niger, mostly in Tillaberi, the border region where Olam is located. The government says around 17,000 students have re-entered the school system and another 55,000 are set to follow suit, enrolling in around 20 centers for displaced children across southwestern Niger.
I have more than 90 schools closed, so this situation has prompted the regional management to think of a response. And this response is called Education Tillaberi with a roadmap. This roadmap created the cluster centers in the Tillaberi region, including 3 cluster centers in Olam.
In Olam, almost 1,600 school children, some of whom had not attended classes for 3 years, are registered with 3 centers built near a site for displaced people. The sites offer free canteens, a vital resource for families who have escaped violence in a nation that by UN's Human Development Index is the poorest in the world. Lessons take place in shelters or classrooms equipped with tables and benches provided by NGOs. In others, the pupils must learn on the floor.
La situation pour les écoles est très préoccupante.
The situation for schools is very worrying and is even becoming dramatic. There are more than 890 schools that have been closed here in Niger. As an alternative, many children have been grouped together in school centers, where it is much more difficult to give them access to quality education. We are doing this work to support the country's school system, so that all levels of schooling, children can catch up on the backlog that has accumulated.
In 2021, Amnesty International warned the recruitment of young boys aged 15 to 17, mainly by the Al-Qaeda-affiliated group GSIM, particularly in the Torodi area near Burkina Faso, in agreement with their parents. When they arrived, many of the children showed signs of distress and trauma. Some were isolating themselves, others were very aggressive. They are now concentrating in class and the results are encouraging. Bureau Report, World of Africa.